is now time for our feature. Many of you know Grace Dager. She is not only a poet, but she's an artist, she's a creator, she's a force of nature within the Everett community since she escaped the Seattle area, where she was also a force of nature down there. She was born an artist, she's led the life of an artist. She's been discarded like most of us artists. But tonight it's all about her and her new book, Arson on the Couch. As she reads, I'm going to go around with a bag of giving. Any money that goes in here will go to support the artist known as Grace Dager. And if you want to get one of her books afterwards, it will be available. Please welcome Grace Dager to the mic. Julie style works.
Yep.
Julie, did you ever think you would have a style named after you?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. Good to see different faces. Well, this is my my new chapbook, Arson on the Couch, and I'm going to jump right in. Lucky in love. This sweet spot location without a body or an eye, impersonating everything you'll need to survive. You're going to need a bigger boat. We possess a strong, reclusive way, outrageous, to squeeze out and escape through the front door. The cautious and inwardly focused survivor made it safely through. She thinks the surgery helped him, but not the girl who thinks this is a great time to be alive. And every sight, every sound counts. And when it comes to the end of this, he ends his picture flat. Here you keep them. Enter to inform the marsh. Telegraph 100 years ago to maintain anonymity. A narcissistic trance or a galloping staleness helps whatever may be said about schizoid derangements. They are still in room after room. Rise again, be proud, and create another bunker. The U.S. intended to stay out. I'm dazzled by dozens of impressions, since the bureaucracy itself has to choose everything, and since any other choice is strictly forbidden. Spectacle is real. This thought is completely conditioned by the fact that from board to bite event, stories lie hidden in the lonely backwater sloughs. They are all knowledge confined within the memory of the oldest, is always carried by the living. Decorated with their categorization and a colorfully painted facade, no one exemplifies our heady and conceptual river. Lies keep quiet that which itself shaped by society and its history. Still a man's world, stars projected on screen, have been met by the warriors in the steamy jungles. The satisfaction which no longer comes is not easy duty. Maybe I could have helped. Already true on universal scale, so forgetting the essentially apologetic character of its assumptions and allowing others to do the same is the healing ointment, which is the original context and lucky in love. So this one's Arson on the Couch. Nice to see you, Allison. Think about it. Mouse cat, Mouse Cat is here to help day or night. And when the bodies were supposed to be burned, the world is dark. You can't reach anyone, not my arms to repel, not to chase sophisticated instruments flowing red or polish yourself effectively. Glad you have a life. It has been estimated that the most useful beauties, driven to distraction, would wrap the fixed lines around their neighborhoods and swarm to the doorstops where hard is cushioned soft, and as an abundance, they chemically relax stern sidewalks as breakthrough ideas exploding these thoughts are left dizzy in your rhythmic underground. It must end. Can you see the hunchback after weight loss? The science behind all secret romance is casual sex with cellular DNA. To stop quicker, handle surer, corner safer, or because they start faster in mother sauce. There were no gullies because he was of average height, strong and well-formed, the Burning Man kicking up a storm in seconds. Are you ready to plunge into the future? Obviously, it's the arson on the couch and the striking sabers. The girls want to change. This word was cute little ditty or something. Okay, I'm trying to find this short one. This is a book of lots of short ones, and yet I can't find one right now. There, no? Let's keep going. All right, here we go. All right, some little relaxing for your ears, or a little relief, a short one. Center holds. The moon is sinking through me. Water fought this force, gathering together, moved by the tears of melted rhythms, and the center holds, coupled with the gorgeous lake, and sets the stage for a new intelligence. The eyes are delighted if the ground is turned and mixed and turned around transparent. The title of this one is A Token of Love for Chelsea. The many sides of a token of love are larger than life, turning inside out a rosy bloom, screening dragons from doing exactly what they want when they wanted. You can't see the nightmares or sleepless nights. We hear popular stories about Mother. She says, "We know we're crazy." You can't do it. All the nickels and dimes, her most extensive begging to the sky. You won't be able to tell if they might forget. That's because there's always hope in our houses. Take the heavy air of grief, even when resilience is rising. I felt a pulse, faint but steady, a swallowed button or a magnet swell. You can't let what happened hold on to you. Ghost ship in a land of fools. No matter what barriers we face, Mother Mary comes to us in a mental shutdown, or the heat of a blush, a flashbulb in the night. Backflushing the system can cause soft light. I often think about how one vulnerable act of trust in an open heart can change a life. Hot shot. I carried the torch, he says. I was really impressed. Hot shot. Years later, mid-journey back to Earth, the next time the blue planet was invaded by threatening life forms of personal property. Each embodies this banality by embodying the image. My car suddenly applied the brakes by itself. How can she be fair? The spectacle is the other side of money. It's normal. Everyone has their job, and society organizes time in terms of its lousy whip. You do your best because doing your best all the time makes you so happy. So get the gloves off. Home song stories. Turning leaf. She is, in a tangible way, the whole person, downward dogging the garden of the self. The art of being me in the down reel, seen happening as I am, a diamond in the really rough. Bright eyes looking as disgusted as anyone, but I don't see the point in chasing down the last mistress's replay. Monsters in the closet catch the red-eye valance. You won't want the wild combination asking questions repeatedly. Sometimes water is deep. It might make you want to run and hide, always in her shadow, following the downturn that's waiting to respond, pennywise, from the ashes. The tortured stories are of love. Even bare spots and freckles revisit the clouds. The lookout begins the home song stories and just continues on with her fast talking. I thought I'd read you some from my second chapbook. My gardener's heart. Life and time flew, night fell, we slept, and I am where I belong. I am in the container, and I know exactly where I'll make a pie. I've been eating about 45 minutes, and I feel guilty. When I met him, he was smoking. When he died, that was the end of that. I have just come out of a movie. The sky is pale blue, and small white clouds drift across the remains of a normal life. Frequently in my fluid so far, I am standing at the verge of his grin. We remove many things, plane and pine and hickories, and cow oaks even now, especially since choosing it won't make it come to fruition. Can extinction be so bad? To the naked eye, the people can change, but I never have or won't. Oh, no, sorry. I love a project such as this, none of which could be easily defined. A whiff of horseradish, a whiff of cinnamon or vanilla. I could see the metal, but not the wood. They were blind, and I was standing on the bluff, taking stock. At least you'd think so. We were blocked. He said he was fine, immediately following a nuclear blast. I could see the things an army thwart on the level with its explosion. And just because I haven't yet, doesn't mean I can't jump to the next thing before making sense of the first. Shock, shock! It emits flame and sparks have sliced off the top to resume the battle. But it gladdens my gardener's heart that the old tree next door has made it through to another spring. And I'll read an older one. Anatomy of a tomb figure. Time, the invisible womb, navigated the dance of the marionettes, choosing to change images of pain and old memories into a mystery with refreshing silence. And above all else, hot air. Listen to the smiling of ghosts through transformations, with painted tongues exclaiming hello and goodbye, too smart for using the smoke, renewing a promise of hope, to crystallize a dream, to bid adieu, to hail the seasons, to complete the idea, to draw about herself awareness with still point, your own critical eyes roll back in the fascinating new above air encounter. Back to Arson on the couch. Queen of lots. Small dishes of delicious things down at the Valley of Shoes. Below and again that ringing in the ears. Come on in and dance. Tonight your eye candy rolls back the novel you're reading. It's something totally unexpected, almost out of the blue, where spacemen like to sneeze at nothing, boring down like a shadow that cannot be divided from the entity that casts it. Glamorous edges need not be affected from right here to eternity. It's changing all the rules. Consider that whoever, whatever created the rift is likely to be moving on to the next target. Line-driven, she yields faster nightmare. Communicates by means of natural laws, for each one's heart must make the trip to find their love outpoured or under lights, trusted by union's destination. Queen of Lots is bridging the shootings and the cell phone explosions. When you trim them, a river flows. If you don't, find someone who does Mondays at 20,000 leagues under the sea. For the things that move you are distilled. An animated centerpiece grew back to life. A neighbor sees flames. Who's running the arduous research simply doesn't exist. We dance in the dark. Rock isn't by the numbers. Light a torch in your heart. Reservoir Dolls take a super quiz and beat back the crowds by escaping political predators. I got there too late. Stealing all the food. Everybody's a garbage hauling giant. This could be the real story. I continued on down through the blizzard. I could see that with his bowler hat, he's been looking for adventure. Stately ports in a storm, all ahead and on into any boots that might have grown to be big and take a walk on the wild side. You leave your skin before you go, almost the entire beard and mustache. Learn to hand electronic bodies scissors in game, and turntable single equalizer quickly answers. You won't believe your eyes. 6 interiors of mental palace forgive fading solutions. That's all in the past. Cold excitement appears to be rising from the bridge, along with your last chance plans for a number of exciting space-time mysteries. Or it could be a fella trying to make a name for himself by extending the facts a little. It takes real expertise to see the juvenescent male, teen man, has made fires happen here. Beyond the fjords, departure abandons her. All the animals and people who live in bare board outposts scattered along the scenic area still believe in his innocence, and now they are stealing all the food. All right. This one's a little dense. Below horizon. You look like you're trying to save the planet, but climate change has upped the game. The results were inconclusive. Again, it was the early days. There were no allowances for those who died at the point of a gun. Have you noticed in the unmarked pauper's grave you are in the dangerous waters of both the lunchbox compliments of an art school and that of a new romance? With or without those mythical men of the West, their songs freely float as if they are theoretically infinite. It was probably the nicest thing to sing a short, bumpy, new sound. They had plowed on the curves of his land. This would become a small fortune, but had nothing to do with them now. He stood before his whole wretched life and sorrowfully started his return home. He had been gone for half the day and thought of making a break for it, and disappeared mysteriously when memories took him to the highway, running from past mistakes. He ran well into the interior and was rumored to have gone searching for the center of the world's pressing issues, but if he ever found it, he kept that secret to himself. In colorful new modifications, with others who'd search high and low, he was found. They'd go anywhere with the poor, as people protesting the weather. It's pivotal who's going through the door, rifle at the ready, or camera eye out, rubbernecking in the dark. There was little concept that this enraged the people. He raced back to his room to get his enhanced driver's license as proof that he belonged here, and took up a gun. The sad part of the overstimulated post-adolescent male is power given them, whistle, wink, wink, to use force anonymously. This is a cherished diversion of those pulling the strings. What about you? In every case, motive and opportunity explores the repetition of a false lead. Today, what is out of sight has switched on view below horizon. This one has a similar theme. Might as well. Unfinished sound. I found out that my great-grandfather rode the rails. He ran away from home and rode the rails to California and started a new life, but traveled around first for a while. Anyway, that was just I just found this out. I have been going through things that I have not looked at for so many years, and I found something that was mailed to me right before a move, and it was about my family history, although I probably was not ready to read it at the time. Unfinished sound. I've learned that what sounds like music to me, high above the bustling streets, where boxcar railroad riders depict saints and angels, still waiting for the right time to ask, what is the inside story? The inherent structuring chemistry of the individual brain, a godhead, monad fans for the great outdoors, back for a lifetime of breathing, breath after breath. Driven underground, the sea tangles beautifully in new vibrations, releases and eliminates that very question when you're going through high-hopped, double speed, para-conscious vacation. It's easy as pie. Elegance a woman can use every day, beautiful in appearance, looking down on the metropolis and all it has to offer. Looks for getting goods, plan destined, sight set right but hidden, like a tiger in the night, tracks your journey by the scars on your back, and the silence whistles blow, wink, wink. Degenerating actions of society, conflict is at the origin of all things in its world. A place where thousands of people are talking about how they might be reabsorbed back into the collective, unclaimed and all but abandoned, driven up to swagger into war, with no light given to explore, no media to mock the whims. Magma rises from the depths to crest the crowning glory. Can you feel the rumble? And, whoops, and here is a genuine cut-up book. I will read to you. Classroom poetry booth. In fact, a grilled cheese afternoon. Orchestral maneuvers in the dark. Hell, I would relight the torch after a dark year. Some would argue how far the sound blends hormones and sperm. Man versus dog, not quite a dual strike. Color will flood and run, an effect made from scratch. This grunge show nightmare fortress kicked the can and spilled sand. Savage and desperate, unleashing an ancient doom with a little water, and gets rid of waste some may actually prefer. We went searching for the age of empires, while the strange magic has turned vessels of the Imperium, offering everything marshmallowy that may interest you. It's safe to say that we found him. Add or subtract, somehow his name is nothing. The virtual boy's death and lesser answer forever. All right, now I will read one now from my first chapbook. She's so clear, you can see right through her. To someone else, how's that alternative choice? The needy are getting needier through his spontaneity, time after time. We live with the problem every day. Looks fair, fringed with palm trees, build an empire in his own backyard. I get how buildings die and how new ones are born in their home. Cultures are compared. Earthly life can be catastrophic, child. You've been chemically treated to lift the fishes and say, ah, keeping time, waiting for my guru, and reloading. We start early?
We did.
Okay.
So you're already over like the 30 minutes, which is fine.
Oh, all right.
But, so if you want to read a couple more pieces, fine. But also, you have a lot of people in here who probably want to buy your books.
Oh,
so then you would have more time to interact with them and sell more books.
Okay. Well, I'll just read one more.
Okay.
Maybe two. Maybe it's a short
Maybe
one
two.
afterwards.
I'll take two.
Cool. Thank you. Metronome. As we sit here today, there is so much I can't remember. The way I work is so immersive and intense. At the time, I was under bed as the apocalypse found its stride. A river cruising raindrop companions into a flood. It led me to rediscover my love by the generalized subcommunication which it defends. Water loss is one of the most intriguing collections of its kind. If you want to give more than time, give of his intention to equality. Your own experience, what I know now, coming up hoarse, we're not brown feathers in a pale white light. This diffuse ordering of paradise accompanies the abundance of contempt. And debutante tooth is as long as possible. We have to ask, what are your measurements? She's exotic, held in your hands, holy trinity forming. The power of image and the laughing dogs know what's inside this man-made diamond. They do not know that the automated bard on the beach is notorious for being the canary in the coal mine. This time, as a steel toe, a jackstrap, a metronome, a brown shirt on pogrom night. And Mr., as we age, these and other problems of language without response will let me make up my own mind. A blown kiss. I'm a big believer in the gut decision. Tranquil landscapes and crop circles don't fit into this pivotal scene. This death, American style, surprised our irradiated lives by bouncing back from a blown kiss. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight.
That was amazing. So she'll be sitting up over, go back to your table?
Yes.
So she'll be sitting over there with her suitcase of books, willing to sell you many a copy. How much are each copy going for?
Only $10.
Only $10. She's practically giving them away. Also, mingle among yourselves, and if someone's words moved you, let them know. It's important for poets to know that their words matter. And hopefully we'll see you back in the coming Mondays. We do this every Monday. Thank you.